Carla Veriglati, and this is Rewiring with Carla V. Life can shift, sometimes suddenly, sometimes quietly. These are the conversations about the change that rearrange us, because you may not have chosen the rewire, but you still get to choose who you are and who you become. So let's get into it. Today, my guest is Maria Lumb.
Hello.
And I'm so excited to welcome you. This episode is going to explore what it means to consistently rebuild a life after relocating to a new city. And we will talk about very real work of beginning again, creating new routines, finding community, navigating the loneliness, and building confidence one small step at a time. Maria Lumb is a founder of Eternal, a luxury consignment boutique and personal styling destinations in Charlotte, North Carolina. Originally from Slovakia, Maria built her career in luxury fashion in Miami and New York before taking the leap to open her own business through styling, entrepreneurship, and community. She believes fashion can help people feel more confident and more like themselves. So with that, I am so excited because I love Maria. I love Eternal. And so welcome.
Thank you.
So take us back really to the moment you knew Miami or was no longer where you were meant to be.
Yeah.
Like what was happening in your life? Like, can you give us a little preview?
So, first of all, thank you for having me.
No.
I really, really love this. And I came from very small, tiny city in Slovakia. It had literally like 5,000 people. And because there was no good education, I have to go to boarding school to a very different city.
Okay.
And I feel like I've been transitioning and moving my whole life. And that's how I was learning also about myself. When I was 19, I graduated. And I didn't want to go back to school. I didn't know what I mean, as 18 or 19 years old, you don't really know who you are and what you want.
True.
So I told my parents that actually I don't want to go back to school. I want to work. And I remember my first job was in Slovakia, Guess, which was a whole another level. That was the luxury of the luxury. And I was really good in selling. I was really good in helping people. But then I felt a certain way because all my friends in my age, they were in a college, they were in a school, and I kind of felt left behind, and I didn't want to be different. And when I told my parents that I think that I should just continue some education, I really didn't know what would I really enjoy and what I would like to do. And I somehow out of blue came to me sociology and psychology because I love people, I love connections.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, okay, if that's what you want, like, let's do college. And after second year of me being in college, I was like, this is not it. Like, I can't describe the feeling. I didn't feel like home.
Where were you then?
I was in a different city. Since I was 15, I didn't live back home because of unfortunately, it's just the opportunities were not there and the education was not there.
Right, which I can't even, I mean, I hear your words, but I can't even understand that.
I was 15 years old and it was just 2 hours away from my hometown, but still I wasn't leaving home. I was going home only for the weekends.
Right.
And that's, I feel like my journey already started subconsciously without me even knowing.
Yes.
And when I was in college, the second year, I feel like I didn't feel like home. And I didn't know what I want, where I want to go. And at the time, my boyfriend, he took me twice to America.
Oh, okay.
Once we went to New York. It was way too much for me. It was very chaotic. I didn't speak English, so I didn't really enjoy it.
Okay.
But the second time was Miami.
Oh.
And I loved it. It was a whole different culture. It was beautiful. The beaches, everything was open. There was a Victoria's Secret. There was a Hollister. I remember the time when those beautiful and amazing hot models were greeting the people. There was a completely different world for me. I have never even experienced something like this in Slovakia.
But you just lit up, so you knew. It felt good.
I think it felt good, but I didn't really know. I was back maybe like 20, 21, 22. So I didn't really know. It was the feeling. It made me exciting. It made me happy. It was something different. And my second year in college, I told my parents that I think that I'm going to move. And my mom was like, yeah, right. She absolutely didn't. Nobody believed in me because I never had to really, really worked.
Yeah.
And I think that nobody really believed in me back at the time because I wasn't forced to do anything. Everything was not given to me, but it was easier because I had a support system back at home. I had my family, I had the parents, I had a loving home. And when I told them that I think that I'm moving, my mom gave me some money for my ticket home.
Oh.
In case things doesn't work out, she wanted me to know that I always have a place and it's a home.
So wait a minute. So you're even talking. So you're thinking,
I was
how
22.
and no job here. You're just gonna jump and move.
I was 23 years old, and getting a visa to America, as many people know, it's incredibly hard.
Mm-hmm.
If you are not a student, it's really, really hard to pretty much get into the country.
Yeah.
And from Slovakia, we got the 3 months to be a tourist. And I was like, let me just go on a 3 months vacation.
Yeah. See what happens.
And let's see what happened. And let's figure it out. And so we moved. We took a trip for 3 months. And during the time, you know, when you experience something different and something new, even just for a short time, there's kind of no way going back to the back old.
Because so the plan A is gone.
It's gone.
And so now, but you're scared, but you know you just can't get back. There's something in it, right?
It was kind of, I didn't want to disappoint my parents, and I didn't want to disappoint me in a way. I felt like
I get that.
I know that I can go home, and I know that they're gonna love me the same way as they loved me when I was leaving. But there's just something about it that you don't want to kind of. There's just a disappointment that I didn't want to take.
Right.
And I was like, okay, so without really speaking English, what can I do?
Right.
So, au pair.
Okay.
And did I have experience with the kids? No. But I love people, and kids doesn't speak English when they're little, so I can make this work. And that's how I pretty much started. I signed up in au pair, and I chose the family. Thankfully, mom of the kids was from Poland, so it was easier to communicate because that's very close to Slovakia.
Yeah.
So I feel like everything was kind of planned without me truly planning things.
Right. And so let's back up. So you're in Miami. I got it just because my brain, I've moved.
Yeah.
And which have been very hard, but not moved like you because at least my language was the same.
Yeah.
But you're moving languages, cultures,
everything,
foods, life,
habits,
family, everything, comfort. And so now I'm not from Miami, but like Miami, there's a lot of different speaking languages, but primarily it's Spanish.
I would say it's Spanish. Yes.
Did you speak Spanish?
No.
So now you're trying to learn English and Spanish and a job too, right? Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay, keep going, girlfriend. Because I'm already impressed, but I'm way more now. So keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
You pretty much, I mean, once you're in a new, it's easier. Also, back at the time I was 23, so it was easier for me to learn. And also when you are 23, you take life serious, but not as serious than when you get older.
Right.
You kind of flow, you go with the flow easier, and you pretty much have to learn everything. So the new culture, I think that also where I landed in Miami is such a cultural city that I wasn't having such a hard time in a transition.
Right.
And everybody kind of accept you, who you are and where you come from.
Right.
It's not so segmented. So I feel like it was an easier transition. But yeah, you're miles away from home and you have pretty much no one.
Right. And so how did we get from Slovakia at 23 to then Charlotte? Like, bring us all the way here. Because I'm glad we start in the beginning, but we got to get here too. Like, because, and I know that was, so, but how?
So
please.
Miami was pretty much my home. I spent there my all 20s. And once I start working in the fashion, I grow very fast. I love selling, but also what comes more than just the selling is the people and the connection you meet.
Right.
And every single job I got, I knew that it was always for better. And I jumped around a lot because each job was never enough for me. There was always something what I wanted more, and I wanted more, and after that there was more.
Meaning learning and different brands,
everything.
The fashion. Because when you talk about people and your psychology, I'm assuming that goes in too with fashion.
I think it go hand in hand. It was absolutely blend of everything, but there was a certain thing about the brands. I started on a lower tier and then making your way up to higher end, I was very curious. I wanted to see, like, I wanted to learn about the fabrics. I wanted to learn about fashion. I wanted to be part of a bigger world.
I know it's probably hard, but can you define what fashion is too? Just because like it's an industry I don't work in.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Fashion is, I mean, it's a very interesting market.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. You know, like you see all those beautiful runways in Paris and Milan, but that's not what the retail truly is about.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to start from, not from nowhere, but you have to build your way up, and you have to kind of create loyalty with the clients, because that's what drives the sales.
Right. So you're like learning all this with the
Mhm.
brands through your way too.
Yes.
Oh my
You
gosh.
literally your personality working along with the clothes, because world is so open, so you can buy clothes anywhere. Why would you come to that store and specifically work with that client advisor?
Totally well say. I totally believe in the connections. I think
Yeah.
that's why like we get along so well. But I agree. I think that's
Yeah.
but even to understand it, fashion, it's like it's such an arbitrary word to me.
It is.
So then like this fashion journey of yours that
Yeah.
was ups, it's growth and
Yeah.
big and luxurious and it sounds and so then you're in Miami still
Mm-hmm. And
into your
then
30s?
my life changed, and circumstances happened, and I decided to make a move to New York.
Okay.
Very scary.
Right,
Very,
because you clearly love that was your home.
I loved Miami. Miami
Yeah.
was my home. It was my base. Was everything what I know. But I think that after I work for certain brands, and I already know how Miami feels,
Yeah.
and I feel like after a certain time, there is time for change. And I didn't really know how the change is going to look like. But because I love fashion, and I don't drive, LA was not an option.
Okay.
And if you think about America, it's such a big country, but there's just so much opportunities with the fashion. Where can you go and what can you do
And drive.
and drive? So New York.
Yeah. Okay.
And when I moved to New York, that was a whole another. That was a really. It was one of the biggest change for me, because I did it by myself.
Mm.
And yes, I did in Miami back at the time in my 20s. But once you're in your 30s, you think different. You feel different. And leaving me Miami as my home and something what I built so hard my whole 20s was very, very hard for me.
But you're losing. You have wisdom. You also that was your new plan A.
It was something which
Yeah,
I
something else.
always had a plan B. Like if New York doesn't work, I always have a place where I can return.
Right.
But it wasn't kind of an option.
So then, how do we get to Charlotte?
And then
I mean, because then
I know
because it wasn't on your radar then.
it was. I didn't even know where Charlotte is.
You know what? Sometimes I don't even know where Slovakia is, so it's okay. We're
I
okay.
was like,
It's okay.
so at the time, I mean, my partner, he worked in a finance,
Mm.
and casually we had a dinner, and he told me about possibilities in Charlotte. And as much as I loved New York, it wasn't my home. I didn't feel it as home. I loved it. The energy was incredible, and the people I met along the journey were absolutely incredibly amazing. And if I wasn't there, I would never met those connections. But I knew I didn't belong there.
I get that.
It was very fast city. I was having one of the most amazing jobs, and so many people just dream about working for such an incredible brand. And I was supported by my amazing manager and the team, and it was really amazing experience. But I didn't felt home.
Right, because that's important. Like you have to. Your heart knows what.
And you know when
You know.
you know how you feel.
You do. Sometimes we ignore it, but you do know.
You do know.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to go back to Miami because that's something what I knew, and because this new opportunity came on the radar, I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do Charlotte, because if you think about it, it's going to be calculated risk. It's going to be cheaper to move to Charlotte than to stay in New York or go to Miami without me having job, because I didn't want to work anymore in a high-end retail. But I didn't also want to go back to retail what I knew, because that was I already learned everything there, and there was no room for me to learn.
Okay, so Maria, that you can even process that and you have that self-awareness is amazing. So you now know, or you're now you're ready to change cities.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to change, and you're changing careers
Again,
but really in essence, like one you knew for, like
you're pivoting from you're pretty much staying in the same career. You're just pivoting what you're going to do.
yeah, but like that's a big expansion. So then you get to Charlotte.
We got to Charlotte. We didn't know anyone, not even
Nobody.
a person in our lobby. That was So we landed, and my boyfriend and I, we look at each other, and I was like, and now what? And I was like, I don't know. We will figure it out. We got this.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna do, and I don't know how our life is. You know, it's crazy as it sounds. When I was in New York, something was telling me that we have to move. We have to go to Charlotte. But I couldn't tell what was it, and I learned to trust the unknown.
Mm.
And unknown is very scary for everyone.
Yes.
Because it's a security for us.
Or we think we all can
Or
control.
we think. And like when you're in control, yes, you think that you get it. But if you're not in a control, it's scary because you don't know what lives can brings you and throw on you. And when we move here, I told my boyfriend that this is gonna be the best decision. I can't tell you why, but it's going to be. So we moved here, and he told me there is no job for you where you can actually work in a level of the luxury that you already experienced. And he was right. I agree. And I was like, I don't want to go back. That's the point of us moving, because I already know that pool and I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And since I always love clothes, and I used to be a huge fan of reseller because I never could afford pieces in a full price and retail price.
And remind me, because that wasn't my jam, but like back, what was that site you were back? What was that when you had experience? Did you do that back like in the day, like
Yes.
matching clothes? And
I
so
did used to do a lot of resale, and I used to do a lot of styling
Okay.
in Miami and in New York as well.
Right, but like yeah.
On the side, it was everything like when I had the free time, but it just made me always happy when I can buy something and it's way much cheaper, and I wear it the same way as I would buy from a regular luxury store.
Right.
And the thrill of that always made me really, really happy.
And you love the story behind the brands.
And I love the story because I understand the craftsmanship and I understand the production. And again, like if you understand the fashion, it's really about the pieces cost for a reason, that amount of money what they cost. Like it's the whole experience is what it's selling with the pieces.
Oh my gosh, the way you talk about fashion and purses, and I just like I feel like I'm in a museum listening to you about clothes. It's so amazing. So that's how your store feels. So now, you had all this. So then, bags are unpacked here in Charlotte.
We unpacked the bags.
Have you still feel that way about Charlotte in this move, and like how you're feeling in life?
I felt at peace when we moved here. It was a weird feeling. We moved. We live in Uptown, and funny enough, right across the street, maybe like not even, I don't know, like very, very short distance, there's two beautiful churches. What are the chances and coincidences that you move to city and you are surrounded by the nature and the parks and churches and everything is kind of in a walking distance, but I actually don't have to drive.
Right? Which is even better.
I felt at peace.
Good.
It was a weird feeling. I slept first 3 weeks to kind of like catch up on my whole year of living in New York. And then slowly starting figuring out what can I do, what is missing in Charlotte. And you start meeting people slowly. We are very friendly. We love going out. And slowly when I start meeting people, there was a huge portion missing. There was something between higher end and shopping mall, but there was nothing in between.
And so hold on. So before you get there, so that's really the rewire moment for you, probably like.
I feel like I wanted to fulfill
Charlotte was more.
Charlotte, yeah. I think that we can phrase it that way because I felt like Charlotte has so much opportunities, but not many people want to take the risk and put the effort into certain things.
Or see the beauty that how much you can
see the beauty
that like your store and other fashion can do so well here.
Yeah.
Because we're a very transient town.
Very.
And people don't realize the dynamics of it, I think.
I agree. And city is just, I feel like in every single aspect, it's a very forward city. And I feel like so many people are moving here. So what worked before doesn't mean that it's going to work now or in the future. So we have to adapt and change with what the city is offering us. Yeah. So
Maria, tell us a little bit what you're offering at Maria. So I had no idea what to expect when I was going to Eternal. Like I wasn't a consignment shop gal. I'm going to be honest. Now I am, but I didn't know. And then and so I found you through another friend, and it really changed my perspective. And so can you kind of walk through what people expect when you walk through the door?
Absolutely. So I still like people still has a misconception between consignment store and curated resale.
And I'm not sure even that I know what that means.
So many people, consignment store, they go to a massive space with the endless racks. Everything is the same. I don't know, like the same section, same color, same size, same style.
Okay, because it was mass produced or something. Or
But
whatever.
it was mass source probably. And
Okay,
people
yes.
don't put it into certain looks because they don't also have to, but also know their concept. My concept is each time clients come to the store, everything is styled into a looks already. So when you come in, it's already pre-styled. Let's say you like a pair of jeans. Well, everything has a partner, and it has a jacket or matching top and shoes or dress. So everything is
That's what
already.
you're doing upstairs. So I can go online too. And that's how I
Mhm.
know to come into the store and get that outfit.
Mhm.
My mind's blown right now. This is amazing. Okay, keep going.
Everything is pre-styled because I feel like no matter what retail store I work, the woman always came to the same problem. I love it, but how am I gonna wear it? What am I gonna do with it?
Right.
And I was like, well, I want to show you that you have a one outfit, so we have to utilize that one piece and take it maybe from your lunch break to your date with your husband,
Right.
or from one season to another. So what we do, we style one piece and we repurpose it in a multiple way, so clients doesn't have to have an overwhelming closet. They can have just the really amazing curated pieces where they can style and wear.
That was the moment you noticed this is your community. I'm going to
Yeah.
give it something it needs and it wants, and it's
Mhm.
going to be good.
I
And so
think
what
that
is
you
it?
phrase it I think that to build a community, that was my purpose. I wanted to bring people together. I wanted people to connect, and I wanted just more than just to sell the clothes. I wanted the relationship, and I really want everybody to feel home and seen and heard, because I know how I was when I worked in a retail store or anywhere. I know how I felt, and I know how I wanted to be feel. I know how I wanted to feel, and I know how I wanted to be seen, and I know what I don't want.
Wow, wait, hold on. Be seen. I know how I feel and be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for saying that. Go ahead.
Because it's really, people always, majority of the time we see just us and our way and the way how we are, but we don't see others. And that's really, really hard, because even in a personal styling, I come across so many people, and I was like, wow, thank you for making me feel this way. And I was like, yeah, but you worked with a stylist before. Yeah, but she did what she wanted to do, not what I am or who I am. And I feel like that's a huge disconnect between two things, because to make people feel a certain way, that's something you cannot buy.
No, and you cannot buy that at Eternal. That is for sure. What you offer and you bring, when, like for myself, like being in the
Yeah.
messy middle and going through it and then seeing me
Yeah.
and giving me a little bump just to
Yeah.
say, I see you too, and this might look
Yeah.
good.
Like,
And,
let's try.
and I think that,
Yeah.
and so how do you, so as we wrap up and learn so much about your exciting changes and
Yeah.
rewiring stories that are, we could go through it and be a whole series on you. So thank you for just even us spotting some of your life and as you continue. But what are tools and things that you're going to leave with other people, because they're not alone who are listening? And how did you get to where you are? Because you always say you see me now, but you don't get the past with me. What you see now.
No, you don't, and I don't think you want that either. I think that you need the self-awareness is one of the biggest thing to me. Like, you know who you are, you know what you like, but also having what I'm not here to tell the perfect story. I'm here to tell the truth in my story. And I feel like for me, what gave me a lot was faith, and I found it by myself.
Yeah.
I know that what works for me, and I know that there's just so much between heaven and earth which we cannot see, and that if it was not there, I would not be sitting right here right now.
Yeah. And I'm so glad you are.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you.
And I mean, I feel like I'm getting a little emotional over this, so excuse me for that. But
Yeah.
if the version of you who first arrived in Charlotte could see, I'm gonna even go far as back, the Miami version of you could see your life now and what you think she would be most proud of.
I'm proud of, I think, the parents, the way how they raised me, what they gave me, and that they kind of supported me no matter what.
Yeah.
So the way how they raised me,
Yeah.
that has been really, really, really amazing to me.
Yeah. And I think it's beautiful that you can represent that.
And it's my mom who, even now, she's not with me. She's with she's on the phone with me every single day, like she's here with me.
Yeah. And that's, I think, the beautiful thing too now is like, your story is even more powerful because it's so far that she's
So
still
far.
with you through the technology and the pieces we have.
Thankfully, yes, she's. And that's why for me, I can't wait to bring her here because I want her to see it all and experience it because she sees it all through stories and the videos and FaceTimes, but to really, really see and to be present, and I cannot wait.
Oh, and there is definitely something about igniting all of your senses,
Yeah.
and the feels and the smells. So that I can't wait to hear more. But for now, I'm glad, and I'm so glad to learn about more of your story. And thank you for taking the time.
Thank you for
And
having me.
so this is Rewiring with Carla V. Until next time, thank you.